All right, guys, Rodney Fisher here, back. I'm your #1 sales coach, of course, helping you guys get more sales, make more money. But today I want to talk about something a little bit different. I'm wearing my mask gear today, getting ready for the start of the season. But I want to spend a few minutes today talking about stocks, okay? Stocks and the stock market. Many people have gotten into retail investing, meaning that you're taking some money over the pandemic. If you've been able to keep making money, you kept your job, whatever the case may be, and now you want to become an investor and invest in stocks of the stock market. So I want to go through 5 quick things that you need to know about stocks before you start investing. Things that people won't tell you. They'll give you all the stock tips that they want. They'll tell you what stocks they're in, how they're making money, options, all this kind of stuff. But there's 5 fundamental things that you guys need to know about stocks before you get started. The first thing is you have to think of stocks as ownership. Okay? It looks like you're spending some money, you're buying into a stock, this kind of imaginary thing, but in actuality, you're owning a piece of a company. So you have to have the ownership mindset. It's not good enough just to buy stock because it's cheap, or really to buy stock because it's expensive, but really think of ownership of the company itself. So your mentality has to be, what company do I want to own, not what stock do I want to purchase. I hope that makes sense. So think about companies. Don't think about stocks when you're buying stocks in the stock market, whether you're using Robinhood or whatever. You're actually owning a piece of a company. You're not just buying the stock, okay? The second thing to think about is you got to do your research, okay? When you're doing the research, okay, this takes some time to do. You can't do this in an hour. You can't do it in one day sometimes. But take your time and do the research. Don't be so caught up in trying to find the right stock at the right price without doing the research first. So when you research, you want to look at the company itself, okay? You want to understand what the company does, how the company makes money, what they offer, what other things they're involved in. And what you'll learn is that there's several stocks you can buy from companies that are involved in several different industries, not just one. All right, so you want to make sure you research the company. The second thing I want you to research is the CEO. Who's actually in charge of the business on a day-to-day operation? Remember, you're talking about buying ownership in the company. So you need to know who the CEO is. What's his track record? Where does he come from? What other companies has he been involved in? One of the things, a quick tip, what I look for in a CEO is how long has he been with that company? Did he work his way up in the organization? Did he start off as an entry level and kind of work his way up? I like those type of CEOs. I know they have a vested interest in the company. They understand how the company works. Did he come from a company from a different industry? And then when you're looking at CEOs too, look at their track record, because companies sometimes bring in CEOs for certain reasons. It could be to make a complete turnaround. It could be to get the business ready to be sold. Okay, so look at the CEO, the company and the CEO. Also, the stock chart. You want to see what the stock has been trading at over a long period of time. Has it been on steady incline? Has it been steady decline? Is this just an anomaly going on right now? You want to look at the stock price and the stock chart, which we're not going to get into in detail, but that's something you guys want to definitely pay attention to, is the stock chart. The third thing I want to remind you guys is don't ever panic. Okay? Now, personal story here. When I started investing a few years ago, heavy, really getting involved, I watched the stock prices daily. I mean, every second, every minute, I'll have my Robinhood open on my desktop. I'm watching the stock price. As soon as something was going down, I would panic and just sell it. Now, had I not done that, had I not panicked, I'd probably be way richer now than I am currently, okay? Because I panicked and I sold because I wasn't thinking the right way. I wasn't thinking about the long term, okay? So stocks are a long-term investment. They're not a short-term investment. It's not a quick flip game, okay? I don't care what people tell you. Sure, there's money to be made really fast. A lot of people are trading options now, not stocks, but if you're really truly gonna invest, you cannot panic. If the stock price goes down, there's probably a reason why it does. Now I've learned that when stock prices go down and companies I really like, that's an opportunity for me to buy more of that stock. Not to panic, not to sell. So you really got to work on this. Us in particular, okay? We know when you see money coming out your pocket, you feel like the money you're losing, it's coming out, but that money is already set aside to invest. So please do not panic and get rid of that stock. That's number one. I've done it. I'm just giving you guys from my own experience. Do not panic. Okay? The fourth thing, start with what you know. Okay? This is probably the best tip I can give you guys when you start investing in stocks. Okay? Start with the stocks of the companies that you guys know. As you guys know, us as black people, our culture, we influence the rest of the world. So the first thing I advise you guys to do is to look around. Look at some of the stuff that you have in your household right now. Things that you use on a daily basis or a monthly basis. Start with those stocks first. If you have a cell phone, your cell phone bill, you should have stock in that company. Especially if you've been paying your bill over the last 5-6 years with the same company. That's where you want to buy stock. You look outside, look at the trash. You know trash get picked up all the time. Start with a waste management company. Look at the type of car you drive, okay? Or cars you've driven over a long period of time. If you love Toyotas, you should own some Toyota stock. If you love Chevys, you should own some Chevy stock, okay? Ladies, if you like certain brands, you like a certain brand of purse, a certain brand of clothing, you should start with what you know. Invest in companies that you know make good products, stuff that you buy on a regular basis that you're always going to support. That's rule number one. That's the easiest company to start with, is things that you know. Don't get too caught up in new IPOs. Don't get caught up in companies you really don't understand. Think about stuff that you know. A good stock right now, everybody's going to be working from home and homeschooling, or computer stocks. You know good and well, if you're like me with a big family, you don't have enough computers. You can't have enough computers. So you're going to keep buying them on a regular basis. So maybe invest in some computer stocks, stay-at-home stocks, things like that. But please invest in things that you know first. And once you do that, you can move on to the fifth tip, and that's to be a student of the game. And what I mean by being a student of the game is get involved. Start watching CNBC on a regular basis. Learn the terminology. Learn what people say. Learn what they talk about. Trust me, it's going to sound like a foreign language at first, but the more and more you get into it, the more and more you put yourself involved in it, you start to understand what these people are talking about. And you start seeing trends before most people will, okay? But be a student of the game. Get fully immersed in investing. You're going to be an owner of a company when you buy stock. So put yourself deeply involved in that game. The more you learn on a daily basis, stay a student, the quicker and the better your portfolio would be. So those are 5 quick tips, you guys, I want y'all to really look at in terms of getting started in stocks. Things that you need to know before you buy your first stock. Subscribe to the channel, stay tuned, we got more coming up. Thank you guys for watching.